What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. And this week on G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, we're going to be talking about the Hasbro Pulse fan live stream. And I'm going to try to run through this real quick because I really been pressed for time. I would have put this out the same day it put out, man, but I'm a young father with a young family and a young business, and my time gets taken up a lot, man. But you know, I'm always gonna squeeze time to talk about G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. And so let's run it down. So first out the gate, I think the first live stream where I think everybody was stellar. Maybe not the first, but once again, they have a stellar live stream, a stellar presentation, and the figure layout is amazing. A lot of people were complaining about they didn't do any digital renders, but there was so much meat on the plate. Like, I'm not even worried about a menu, okay? Because that's all the digital renders are. Here's a menu of what we have, but here's your plate right here. Eat up. And we've been eating plenty of G.I. Joe throughout the year. So a couple people have talked about it, and now I'm about to talk about it. So I know you guys pretty much want to hear my thoughts and how I feel about it. And like I said, of course, everybody's a rock star. Well, not everybody, but everybody's stellar. So let's get into it. So the name only reveals with Starduster, who I know nothing about. But what is interesting about Starduster is he carries a jetpack just like General Hulk, and looks like the one that just came out with the Steel Core. So they're probably gonna put that mold for that accessory back into play. And he actually looks pretty decent. He has fatigues, and I believe he has like a little white shirt on his video. I looked at it yesterday, but I don't know anything about this character. But just like Agent Helix, just like Jody Shooter, just like the Mole Rats, G.I. Joe Classified will make you like a figure. Leatherneck, I knew about Leatherneck, you know, since the 80s. So another Joe that everybody is pretty much looking forward to. A more common Joe that a lot of people were waiting on. Xandar, Zartan's little brother and Zarana's twin brother. So we got more Dreadnoks coming. That's always a good thing. All of the Dreadnoks have been good. Zartan, Zarana, I think she had a QC issue with her arm, but I didn't have one with mine. And of course, Buzzer and Ripper. All of those figures are good. They all look good together. And Nemesis Immortal, which is Nemesis Enforcer. I don't care nothing about Cobra La, but just like how I said with G.I. Joe Classified, they will make you like a figure. So kind of looking forward to that. I'm almost kind of thinking that figure right there will be some type of con exclusive. Hopefully the Pulse Con and not the SDCC. That seems like the SDCC is a little bit more harder to get than a Pulse Con. Alright, and then let's get into the actual physical pre-orders that went down yesterday. They had 9 pre-orders, and I'm gonna kind of run through these pretty quick and just let you know how I feel about them. You already know I think they're great. But Big Boa, let's start with him first. Rockstar. He's on the status of, to me, in my eyes, he's on the status of Rock and Roll, which is a rock star. He's on the status of Major Blood, which is a rock star. I think Grunt is a rock star. The Snow Serpent. So you see where I'm going with this. Outback, Tiger Force Outback. Those guys are rock stars. And Big Boa, shockingly, is one to me. And one because he just looks so sinister. He looks like a Mad Max character. And what I noticed yesterday is it looks like the paint on all these figures, or at least the plastic coloring, is phenomenal. You can see all the definition. And that is one of the one things. His pants were painted a nice plain blue, kind of like almost like a deep blue color. But you see the muscle definition on his thighs, his calf. He's just a meaty guy. And man, it looked awesome, man. Of course, the upper part is ripped. The spiked helmet looked good. The silver for the metal from the spikes on his chest and his helmet, all of that looked great. He comes with great accessories, gloves, barbells, and it seems like now they're starting to pack a lot of extra hands and extra head sculpt in Joe's period. So your pack loadout is getting bigger, whether it's on the retro card, which the retro card is starting to come with multiple hands, or it's with your regular Joes. I'm noticing a lot of Joes in the regular line are starting to at least come with secondary heads or some type of secondary helmet that you can put on, man. So the pack out is getting good, but he looks fantastic and he's a rock star. I can't wait to get him, and I need him to report to my Cobra Armor immediately. I guess this is about to be one of my favorite Cobra army builders, which I love all the Cobra army builders, but he's a great addition. The Techno Viper, which is, I knew nothing about the Techno Viper. There's so many Cobra army builders, and I might have seen it before, but he's just another army builder in a massive Cobra army, and that deep purple looks good. He actually looks more Star Wars than a Star Wars figure. He kind of gives me Mandalorian vibes. And hey, Star Wars, man, get off that bad dope, y'all. Come over here and get some of this good G.I. Joe dope. It'll keep you high all year long. It'll definitely do that, man. But great looking figure, man. He comes with a backpack that's and a gun that's the same gun that you get at the car wash. You know, when you hit the dial and you switch from foam to tire cleaner, and those tubes in the back of him has the tire cleaner and the pink foam or blue foam to wash your car with for the waxing. I'm just bullshitting, man. It's more like a laser gun, man, or some type of charged up gun. But a Techno Viper, I guess, fixes things in the Cobra ranks. But what was the biggest thing about it? He has a hologram like a Mandalorian that he can look at on his wrist, which is dope, man. Like, it seems like Classified, I don't know if they are listening, but they seem like they're geeked and fans themselves, especially Lenny, that he's looking at new ways to take it to the next level, and now was totally blindsided by a hologram that pops up out of your arm, which I think is freaking fantastic. And the purple popped on him. So Techno Viper is one to look out, one that I'll probably be jumping on. Airborne. Lenny said something about Airborne that really I gravitated to. He says he gives off grunt vibes, and when you look at that figure, it looks so unassuming, and that's what I looked at with Grunt. I'm like, all right, but Grunt is the quintessential action figure. Well, why you say that? Because he's a green army guy, and no matter what shape, form, or iteration you have a green army guy in, that's always synonymous with a little boy in America. And I came up in the age where I did get the little green guys that were on the plastic little thing. The same little green guys you see from Toy Story that be moving around, they are so iconic. And Grunt is that to the maximum, man. And Airborne gives off those same vibes. Just a plain good soldier, man, that you could probably, I wouldn't necessarily switch around and do some things, but he'll fit right in. He's a quintessential Airborne trooper, man. And he looks good, man. He's just a traditional military figure. You can hand Grunt to just a guy who doesn't collect action figures or who's just into military stuff, and he's like, oh, nice, an army guy. And you can do the same thing with Airborne, man. So looking at Airborne, just a tough, solid figure, and sometimes simplicity with me is the best thing smoking. Quick Kick. Quick Kick to me, in my eyes, is Marvel Legends Shang-Chi on steroids and refined down to the finest point. They even said he's gonna have indentations on the bottom of his feet for like your feet balls, and you know what I'm saying, like the ball in your foot and the lines in your hand. He's gonna have that at the bottom because he has no shoes. We all know he came in with the episode where he did a duel off with Storm Shadow, and he was in the Arctic. The G.I. Joes had on the had on the snow job, the Parkers and all that gear, and he's out there with no shirt on and no feet, and with no shoes, and he caught no flu, and he kicked Storm Shadow's ass, which that wouldn't really happen. Storm Shadow would have beat the shit out of him, okay? But he looks good though, and like I said, to me, he's like Shang-Chi from Marvel Legends on steroids, and I actually can't wait to get those guys in some photos together, because Quick Kick comes with a lot of hands, and also Shang-Chi, and a lot of accessories, man. So you're building out your universe, you're building out your playability with Quick Kick, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a lot of favorites on a lot of guys' lists. Okay, so we got through the 4 main lines, and all of these will be ready and available. Nothing is exclusive. What a great way to clear out the year, because that was driving me crazy. I feel like I had to buy the 3-pack of the Crimson Army because I'm trying to collect 1 through 100, so I had to. But it was almost something I really kind of wanted to wait on, but I said, hey, what the heck, at least it's got an updated Baroness with it, which I still think she needs an updated torso. She needs the Black Widow body, basically. But let's go to the retro card back, and the retro card back will do all the cleanup that Classified doesn't do. If you're not into the numerical order or just the newer versions, kind of looking versions of Classified, you can always go with the retro line. And shall I say, the retro line looks stunning. Duke looks like a straight stud. This is the Duke that everybody wants. And the cool thing about it is, I've told you guys before, I didn't have a problem with the other Duke, which is not the older. He actually looks younger. This Duke here doesn't look too much older though, but he doesn't look as young as the first Duke that came out. The first Duke looked like he's 24, 25 years old. This Duke right here is a good 37, and the Duke from the cartoon, I'd give him 40, 41. Who knows? People aged a lot differently back in the day. That Duke might have been 32, looking like he was 42, but who knows? But this interesting thing they said they took the face sculpt from the first Duke I was telling you about and kind of merged it with the comic and cartoon Duke. And when I look at it, I'm like, damn. That is him. They have the same eyes. And just like how I was saying with that other Duke, you can play that younger Duke off like that's Duke's younger brother, or that's the Duke's son. He may have had a baby when he was 16. That's why he went to the army and shit. Or you can just play it as a family member, like that's his cousin. But by no shape, form, or fashion should Falcon's bitch ass be related to Duke, and Duke's a bitch. But let me stop, man. Duke is a real stud, but Duke is never my favorite. He's just too much of a hard ass. And just to go back to something, like, just something real quick. Snake Eyes saved Duke life one time in the comics. I mean, in the cartoon, and Duke chewed him out, told him that was an order not to come save him. That's how much of an asshole he is. But he looks great in this retro form fist. I always said Joe should have fists. Laser guns, the M16 backpacks. He actually has a helmet that actually came with the original 13 Duke. So it's getting back to the roots. It's getting back to people that's used to original Duke. And I do say this Duke is better than the first, even though I don't have a problem with the first one that was put out. Scarlet. I'm glad I never opened up my original Scarlet. I was about to open her up a couple of months ago, which I had one mint on card and one to open up, and I put it down. I don't even think I opened up the movie Scarlet. I might have, which I like the movie Scarlet better than the V1. But forget all of those. The retro version is where you want to be at. This is Scarlet. I was just looking at Scarlet the other day in the mass device. Matter of fact, not actually this morning, and I was like, damn, her colors look kind of dulled down, but those are the colors right there. I thought they were a little bit more vibrant than that, but those are her colors. They might have a few little changes on it, but this Scarlet right here looks great. Has the two ponytails. Her backpack looks really good. She has a quiver kind of sheath on the side for her bolts. Of course, her crossbow. I believe she has the laser rifle and the M16, and she might come with additional fists too. But loaded out. Great card backs. The stocks are thick. That's awesome, man. And I don't think they can miss with this retro line. And being that they let it go from Walmart, punk ass, they're gonna do more. They got more places to sell their product, man. Why would you limit it to Walmart? But they wasn't thinking ahead, man. I guess they didn't think this thing was gonna be that big. But Scarlet looks great. I'm glad I didn't open up my V1. This V2 is what you want. The older ones are not bad, but those bodies are outdated. They're outdated, let's just say it. Lady J broke the mold for the double jointed arms, and Scarlet came before that. I hate even messing with those figures just because of that. You know, that's bullshit. So this is the Scarlet that you want. And then also, which is the like kind of least guy on this retro card totem pole, is Recrando. He's in his classic colorway, which he's gonna get got. He looks like a safari guy in a khaki suit. He almost looks like the dude that runs around with Curious George and shit. The man in the yellow suit, but he has the beige suit on. JC, I was watching his live stream last night. He said the Tiger Force version he prefers better, and I actually prefer the Tiger Force over this just plain beige suit with the tiger stripes. Ironically, he has tiger stripes on the un-Tiger Force version, and the other version has like Green Bay Packer kind of like fatigues. They're like green, yellow with a black shirt. That black shirt is what makes that Recondo look good. That black shirt gives you the Kurt Russell vibes with that Recondo. That black shirt gives him the more stealth kind of Jesse the Body in the jungle type ordeal going on, man. And I have to agree with him. I like the colorways on the Tiger Force better. But the proven fact is this is a great figure. It's a great buck. It's the beginning of the new beefier bucks, because he was like a different body style that I hadn't seen before when Recondo came out. His body style is actually on Chuckles. And I need to hurry up too because my camera about to die, man. But the last two though is the 60th anniversary packs. And that's the Action Soldier Tom, and that's the Diver Recon Diver. The Action Soldier looks good. This is a direct answer to Valiverse and pretty much what their regular troops do. The only thing about these two packs I'm worried about is the weapons. Are the weapons gonna be gummy as shit? Because other than that, it's not worth it to load it out with that gummy bullshit. get your act together, get it right, man, so we can buy this shit up. But a positive about that is they have more accessories, which the accessories is not as gummy as the weapons. I think the more bigger weapons, he has like a 50, a mini 50, and then he has the mortar rounds that he shoots, a cannon there with the action soldier, and then the rest is just kind of like a loadout. He has 2 more guns too, which I don't know what they really are, but he's more on the weapon side of things. He actually comes with soft goods, a cloak that goes over him, which is pretty dope, man. It's basically a throwback to the 12-inch dolls, but in classified form. I definitely will be getting the action soldier Tom, and like I said, I don't have a problem with Valorverse, but when you come out with stuff like this is more on the line that I collect, which I'm not gonna get rid of my Valorverse soldiers, but I definitely will be buying the G.I. Joe, because I have hundreds of G.I. Joe versus a handful of Valorverse figures, no doubt. And then the most figure that I liked out of this whole thing, besides Big Boa, which I'm gonna get Big Boa, and he's report to my ranks immediately, is the Recon Diver. That shit is fire. And you know me, I always have a figure when a reveal comes out where I say that shit is fire. And this Recon Diver is fire. Once again, you got the 2 different head sculpts. You get a black guy, you get a white guy. But what I like about him, he's so murdered out in all black. And that's what I was gonna paint my Fortnite boat. Just a murdered out flat black, or for the Cobras, a murdered out flat navy blue. Either or, but I'm not gonna do any like graphics or anything like that, or try to do the copperhead, because I believe they're gonna come out with that water moccasin sometime eventually. Hasbro does own the rights to Fortnite, and they made that boat, so you can see those parts being transferred over. But this Recon Diver has like a little dive, like propeller machine. I forgot what he said it was, but he said the propeller spins in there. Got the rebreather. The only thing, like I said, the fucking gummy weapons. That harpoon gun, if it's like that ill, that shit is a gummy worm. I don't want it. Okay, but for the diver, he doesn't have really a lot of guns. For the most part, he's gonna have equipment, and it just looks so sick. It looks like a sick team for Torpedo to lead, with your all black murdered out frogmen going against those sick ass ills, man. And I can't wait to play out some scenes with them, man. But I am really can't wait for that Recon Diver and Big Boa, and then just the rest of this wave, man. I've actually got all of them on pre-order, and I haven't did that in a minute. I kind of went back and said, hey, let me just do one a piece on these. But the Techno Viper, Big Boa, and that Recon Diver, I got multiples in those. But I just can't wait, man. G.I. Joe killed it for one more last time for the year, man. They are the rulers, the emperors, the king of all action figures for 2023, man. And you gotta give it up for G.I. Joe. Give them a round of applause. Hopefully my boys don't lose their throne. I want them to keep it there, but hey, things happen. If they keep going in the direction with the shitty accessories, and that spills over to more shitty QC issues, it could be a snowball effect. But for the most part, even with those little mishaps, G.I. Joe still beats out a lot of lines. It's definitely better than Black Series. It's better than Marvel Legends. It's better than your import figures, because you don't have to pay so much for a great figure that you can enjoy for $25 with the minor QC issues versus a Mayfax for $100. So you do the math. G.I. Joe is ruler, G.I. Joe is emperor, G.I. Joe is king of all action figures for 2023. And it's been a good year. But yeah, there we have it. The rundown from the Hasbro Pulse exclusive, not exclusive, Hasbro Pulse live stream, man. And had a ball, man. I had a ball. I can't praise G.I. Joe no more, man. I've said it pretty much all year. But this is the Savage Land. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. If you can, check me out on my Instagram at Geppetto910. And until the next time, God bless. And just a quick disclaimer, probably won't be doing no soapbox for the rest of the year, with a couple of weeks that's left in the rest of the year, so I'm just doing G.I. Joe's G.I. Joe what I can fit. But that's probably gonna get shut down with the week, because I got the His Tank baby coming. I got my 3 His Tanks coming, so I'm gonna do a bunch of army build videos with the His Tank, kind of get me some content going for the month, and we're gonna freak it out like that.